Hi, I'm David Gall, the Group Executive of Corporate and Institutional Banking at NAB. We believe strongly that everyone should have access to a livable and affordable home. It is a key part of NAB's strategy to actually support affordable and specialist housing. And in fact, we've made a commitment to provide an additional $6 billion to the sector by 2029. I'm joined today by PJ from Lighthouse Infrastructure. Welcome, PJ.
Thanks, David. Nice to be here.
PJ, if you could tell us a little bit about the business, what it does, and the way that we've worked with you.
Lighthouse was founded in 2007 by my business partner, Mitch King. Our purpose was to catalyse large-scale investments into infrastructure and real asset projects. And while doing that, trying to create a positive externality. So focusing on areas where we can both make a profit for institutional clients with scaled investments, but also a benefit to the community, either through a social good as an outcome or an environmental benefit as well. And that leads us, essentially to be an innovator in the investment space.
Incredibly important work. But why is it so critical, and why does Australia need this?
I think there's great motivation to produce productive outcomes. Governments cannot do these things on their own. Regulators can't do these things on their own. Banks can't do these things on their own. At the end of the day, all of these problems that we have around people and planet will only be solved by people. And part of what we're trying to do is catalyse more energy and more people to help solving those problems. And it's great to be supported by NAB with those sorts of initiatives and seeing your work and the way that your team has embraced these challenges as well.
So PJ, what are some of the barriers, some of the challenges, and what do we need to do to overcome them?
I think the E and the S in ESG have, I suppose, different types of solutions. E and our decarbonisation objectives are often presented to us as investors in large-scale opportunities. The S is much more customer focused, which is more a disaggregated opportunity, and therefore achieving scale and being able to create those outcomes right to the front door, essentially, of those in social need requires a lot of people. So capital is an enabler, but at the end of the day, the service and the solution is going to be delivered by people.
Perhaps just to finish up with, it'd be great to understand a bit more about how Lighthouse has partnered with NAB and the way NAB can actually support you and is actually supporting your journey.
Now, our journey with NAB spans more than a decade. As we moved into our investments in renewable power, NAB was there at the construction phase. They've been there in the operating phase as well. But I suppose some of the more difficult areas that we've worked in around that social space, our relationship with NAB has been given us the capacity to get feedback around some of the structures that we were looking at using to help us in structuring those transactions. The sustainable finance team able to bring in lessons and learnings and experiences from other jurisdictions, giving us the capacity to talk to other investors and what they'd done in different jurisdictions, what had worked, what hadn't worked, and then giving us the confidence to move forward to our own underwriting phase. And most recently and delightfully, we've been able to close a social loan with NAB, and it's delightful to see all of that work and all of that teamwork across the team resulting in a landmark transaction as well.
Well, PJ, thanks so much for your time today. We've really enjoyed having the opportunity to partner with you, and look, we very much look forward to backing you in your future growth.
Thanks, David, and thanks for your support.
Pleasure.